ஆனா எஜுகேஷனல் சென்டர் யூடியூப் சேனல். இந்த சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க, பெல் பட்டனை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க, எங்க வீடியோஸ் உடனே கிடைக்கும். எங்க சேனல் பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. நன்றி. வாங்க வீடியோக்குள்ள போலாம்.
Now, let me read that last question, question number 7 in exercise 1.2 to you. There is a circular path around a sports field. I hope you have seen this already. I will just explain the question along with that sentence given in the book so that it is easy for you to understand. As I am reading the question, I will also give you the explanation. You would have seen your PT sir or madam drawing a circular rounds for people to run when there is a sports competition, normally before your sports day. I hope all of you have seen that, children. Now, in the same way, there is a circular path around a sports field for students to run and take practice. Now there are two children. Sonia takes 18 minutes to drive one round of the field. There is a girl called Sonia. She is taking 18 minutes to make one full round. And there is another boy called Ravi. He is taking 12 minutes to make one full round around the circular path. Now, the remaining part of the question is, suppose you imagine that both of them are starting at the same point at the same time. The PT master is going to check, he is going to just blow his whistle, and both of them are going to start running at the same time. And they are running in the same direction. Now, they will not reach the same spot at the same time, because you can see that Ravi is running fast. He is covering the entire circular path in just 12 minutes, whereas Sonia takes 18 minutes. But the question is not to find who is coming fast, who is coming first. The question is to find after how many rounds they will meet exactly at the starting point once more. Because when they are starting, both of them are in the starting point. After that, when Ravi comes to the starting point, Sonia will not be there in the starting point. She will be somewhere behind. Again, in the second round also, when Ravi is coming to the second starting point, Sonia will not be there in the starting point. Maybe or may not be, but we have to find out after how many rounds exactly they will meet again in the starting point. That is, they are going to make multiple of rounds. We have to find commonly when they will meet in the starting point for the first time. That is, you have to find the least common multiple of their two running time. So you know that the boy is taking 12 minutes and the girl is taking 18 minutes. Now, when you find the LCM of 12 and 18, the answer is going to be the time, that is, after how many minutes they will meet again at the starting point is the question. So the LCM will give you the answer that how many minutes later they will meet at the starting point. So what are we going to do? We are going to find the LCM of these two numbers. Now when you prime factorize 12, you will get 2 squared into 3. And when you prime factorize 18, you will get 2 into 3 squared. You know how to find the LCM already. The LCM of these two numbers, 12 and 18, is going to be 2 squared into 3 squared. That is 4 into 9, which is 36. We have found that the LCM of 12 and 18 is 36. Therefore, we can conclude that Sonia and Ravi will meet again at the starting point after 36 minutes. So they are going to run around the ground. They will be meeting together again in the starting point after 36 minutes. That is, when Ravi is completing his third round. Since each round he takes 12 minutes, 36 minutes means 3 into 12, which is 36. So Ravi will be completing his third round, and 2 times 18 is 36. Sonia will be completing the second round. Therefore, it is understood that this is only for your knowledge purpose. When Ravi is completing the third round and Sonia is completing the second round, they will meet in that starting point. But the answer for the question is, as they have asked, after how many minutes will they meet again at the starting point? The answer is Sonia and Ravi will meet again at the starting point after 36 minutes. Hi children, hope all of you are fine. In this session, we are going to discuss question number 5 and 7 in exercise 1.2. Before we discuss question number 5 in exercise 1.2, I would like to explain a few things to you. What is the condition for a number to end with 0? You consider any number ending with 0. For example, you take the first number ending with 0, that is 10. When you prime factorize that number, you get 2 into 5. You take 50. When you prime factorize that number, you will get 2 into 5 into 5. You take any other number, maybe 350 or 420, or a number ending with the 2 zeros or a number ending with the 3 zeros. Condition is the ones place should be a 0. It should be a composite number ending with a 0. When you take such a number, when you prime factorize that number, you can find at least 1 5 in the prime factorization, because all the numbers ending with 0 are divisible by 5. If you don't find 5 in the prime factorization, without even knowing what is the number, you can clearly say that number is not going to end with 0. So, with that confidence, as you have understood this small extra thing which I have explained to you, we will move into question number 5 in exercise 1.2. I will read the question for you. Check whether 6 power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. So, as I explained to you, for any number to end with 0, it should be divisible by 5. All the numbers ending with 0 are divisible by 5. This is the concept you have to keep in mind. Now, when you separate the 6 power n into factors, it can be written as 6 can be written as 2 into 3. So, 6 power n can be written as 2 into 3 whole power n, which can also be written as 2 power n into 3 power n. Now you can clearly see that it has only 2 and 3 as factors. You cannot see any 5 there. So, as I explained to you, if the number 6 power n for any natural number n has to end with the digit 0, it will be divisible by 5. That is, the prime factorization of 6 power n would contain the prime number 5. But now when we prime factorized 6 power n, we have clearly seen that it has only 2 and 3 as factors. So, since there is no 5 in the prime factorization of 6 power n, there is no natural number n for which 6 power n ends with the digit 0. This is the answer for the given question number 5. They are asking us to check whether 6 power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. So the answer is no. For any natural number n, 6 power n cannot end with the digit 0.